Good afternoon. Pardon me. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are once again watching Astroteric TV. I am your host, the Astro Guru, owner of the Emerald Tablets. And, it's been a few days. Happy belated Easter. It's Tuesday. Easter was Sunday. I definitely got crazy on the grill. You know, a lot of people don't know that I can cook. They don't know of the many talents I may have. But anyway, I felt the need to give you guys the 7 Hermetic principles tonight. I felt as if that needs to be thoroughly explained because lack of understanding is what holds us back. However, since information should move forward and get passed down, I don't understand how people of ancient times had information that people today do not have. You can figure it out, but you have to be a critical thinker. You have to put your feelings aside and assess mentally. But without further ado, we're about to get into some things. Whip out the book of knowledge. See what just happened there? I was about to be interrupted, but respect came first. And that's why I love the people around me. Now, I got information for you guys for days, but like I said, we'll start with the 7 Hermetic principles owned by I 7 lifetimes ago, Hermes Trismegistus, aka Thoth, the owner of the Emerald Tablets. So, the first Hermetic principle will be mentalism, meaning the all is mind. The mind is all. The universe is mental. Everything that happens is a result of a mental state that precedes it. So, if you lose your house, it's probably because you thought you was going to lose your house at some point. It don't have to be the house that you're in right now. You can be in your house right now thinking, I'm going to lose my house. And don't lose your house. But the next house you get, if you're not conscious of the thought that you had that preceded before, you could possibly lose your house. That's why they say your reputation precedes you. So if you was bad last year, you could be good for a whole year. Somebody's still going to remember when you was bad. The universe remembers everything that we think. They call it the Akashic Records. I scratched my throat. But anyway. Now let's dive more into that. Let's dive a little more into that. Everything around you is created from a mental state. As I've said in previous episodes, before I had this podcast, it was an idea. It was a mental state. It was just a thought. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys get that one. The second Hermetic principle will be correspondence. We know how to communicate. We know things that correlate. We know how to cooperate. So obviously, that co in the front, that CO, means two. So, correspondence as a Hermetic principle states, as above, so below. And as below, so above. Now, there are 3 planes of existence that this can happen on. And before we tell you these 3 planes, let's dive more into correspondence. Correspondence expresses the idea that there is always a correspondence between the laws, a phenomena of the various planes of being and the life. Meaning, as a being who controls their life, two things have to always correspond. So, if you want a good life, you have to find out what makes you happy as a being. And when I say that, let me dive even further, because it's not just about happiness. You have to find what corresponds with you. I, being a person who like compassion and vulnerability, and I like people telling the truth and honesty. Some people don't like that. It makes them feel like they're being a punk or something. So those people I don't get along with, because I can never find out who you truly are. I can only find out this mask that you put on, that you keep showing me. And although I'm spiritual enough and emotionally intelligent enough and advanced enough to know exactly who you are, I will not treat you as someone that you're not comfortable being. So if I see good in you, I'm not going to treat you like there's just a bunch of good in you and all you show me is the bad in you. That's how that corresponds. But thought my blood went out. But now, like I said, this can happen on 3 planes. Remember, we live in a 4D world, but this can happen on 3 different planes. The great physical plane, the great mental plane, and the great spiritual plane. I'll let y'all figure those 3 out. Like, I don't think I need to really explain the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane. Right? Now my blood went out. The third Hermetic principle will be vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves/vibrates. The higher the person is on the scale, the higher the rate of vibration will be. So, people be like, oh, I don't like your energy. They can feel my energy. Oh, you intense. I know, because I'm vibing high. You low, pathetic piece of shit would never understand that I'm vibing this high. Like, I'm here. What you think God feel like? If the devil is bad and God is the good, the bad, and the ugly, imagine how intense that gotta be. You know what I mean? I'm greater than you, which is probably why I don't feel nobody else's energy, because they don't make me feel it. They're not vibing high enough. When you vibe high with me, I'm gonna feel you. I'm gonna feel you every trip. And I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be mad. I'm going to be like, yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see life. Act like you got a bunch of life in you. Act like you ready to get something done. Act like you got goals. Act like you got to make achievements in your life. Act like when you wake up in the morning, you got something to do. You feel me? Simple and plain. Because other than that, we can sit around and be quiet and timid and nonchalant when we dead. I ain't come to this earth for that. I left backstage so I could perform. I mean, you don't gotta dumb yourself down for nobody. They think we throwing shade. We not throwing shade. We just so bright we gotta give out shades. So you might want to put these Ray-Bans or something on, these Versace's or something on, because we gonna shine right, shine bright every chance we get. Every chance, like every chance, every trip, you heard? With no luggage. We shop when we get there. But I digress. Now, for the 4th Hermetic principle, polarity. I love polarity. Simply because, I like to vibe on both sides of the spectrum. Like, they both fun. Like, you learn and you love and you live on both of them. So, the good, the bad, the gray area, all of that good stuff. That's all in the convoluted conundrum. I took this, I took that, and I made this ill-ass gumbo of humanity. And if you get it, you get it. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. You dig me? Now, polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. For me, North Pole, South Pole. We call them a pair of opposites. They have like and unlike. But like and unlike are the same. So if it's extremely hot, it's uncomfortable. If it's extremely cold, it's uncomfortable. It might as well be no difference. Now, opposites are different in degree, but identical in nature. Feel me? They are different in degree, but identical in nature. Which is like I just said. Yeah, the degrees will change. If it's 200 degrees, that's hot as fuck. If it's negative 200 degrees, that's cold as fuck. But guess what? Both of them can fucking kill you. Like, it's not that hard to figure out. We did this one in the 50 Universal Laws. Like, most of these really been tapped on in the 50 Universal Laws, but if you haven't had a chance, go check out that video as well. But rhythm. Everything flows. Rhythm expresses the idea that in everything that is manifested, there is a measured motion, a to and from, a flow and inflow. You feel me? A swing backward and a swing forward. A rhythm between opposites. So if you ever seen that, like, the pendulum clock, that's what they say, as the pendulum swings, when that ball go all over here, boop, but then the vibration go through the other balls, and the other balls swing up here, boop, and you wonder, how come the balls in the middle never move? Because that's the gray area. It's black, white, gray area. You build what you want to in the gray area. We don't ever really know what's taking place in the gray area. That's why this one goes left, and this one goes right. So, I mean, it's really like 3rd grade science. So, y'all should heavily be able to get this. I don't really want to belittle nobody's sense of intellect. So, with that being said, I'm gonna sit here and say everyone's intelligent enough to get these explanations as I explain them. The 6th Hermetic principle would be cause and effect. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is a name for laws not recognized. We don't believe in chance, we don't believe in luck. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. We don't believe in these things. We believe in God. And God makes everything happen. Energy, love, life, water. We believe in God. The will to go on. All possibilities. Now, many planes for causation, but nothing escapes the law. So, cause is what comes first. The effect is whatever came second. So, perfect example. Sometimes people ask me questions or people make remarks that make me get loud in tone sometimes. And when they ask me, why are you yelling? My mind immediately flips because I understand cause and effect. You obviously said something that violated my well-being or disturbed my inner peace. And now I feel as if I have to defend myself. Now, I won't say obviously. Let me take that back. Because it could be obvious to me and not them. They may have done it, but I could also be seeing it incorrectly, which is not likely. But it's possible. Like I said, I believe in God. All possibilities. Now, last but not least, we have the law, or rather, the principle of gender. Receiving and giving. Everything has a masculine and a feminine. Everything has a yin and a yang. Or a positive and a negative. But the law of gender is simply the exchange of energy between the two, between the polar opposites. Gender, gender manifests on all planes. So you have masculine and feminine physical, you have masculine and feminine emotional, you have masculine and feminine and spiritual, and you have masculine and feminine in the mental. Now, hold on just a second. I am back. I had to blow my fucking nose. But anyway, I'll describe it in the human form. Gender. In one person. Now, in any person, you could pick a male or a female. It doesn't matter which one. At all. But the left side of the brain is masculine. That is where we get thoughts and, well, rather, that's where we get reading, writing, math, arithmetic. The right brain is feminine. On the right side of the brain is where we get art, creativity, fashion, things like that. It's more of a artistic side. It's abstract. Now, to balance it out, the left side of the body is feminine, and the right side of the body is masculine. I'll let you figure that out on your own, unless I give you a little taste. Look at basketball players. The basketball players that are left-handed play pretty. The basketball players that are right-handed play aggressively. And I digress from there. But I thank you for once again watching the episode of Astroteric TV. That was the 7 Hermetic Principles. I no doubtedly have much more information on the way for you. And be safe and stay dangerous. Till next time.